What is going on, Survivor fans? Here with Fairplay, the man, the myth, the Hall of Famer,
Oh,
the porn star,
I'll stop.
the mustache. We
I
talked about that on
know.
the Q&A before. You got the mustache rocking, Johnny. This year, did Jax Taylor rub off on you on any way or
No,
what?
he's got the goatee. I just joined the stash. So my dad has stash forever. Supposedly they're in. I
Yeah,
didn't use the word cool because I don't think they're cool.
yeah.
But so no, I love rocking a mustache. So yeah. So I mean, it's the summer. I'm not doing anything. I'm just chilling. So I'm renovating my basement right now. That's been a whole thing. I got I got a crazy. Can I tell you a carpet story, Matt?
Yeah, I want to hear all about it.
I
So,
mean,
so let me back up. So, you live in like a ranch style house with a lower level. It's a walkout to your yard.
yeah,
Isn't it? Okay.
full basement walkout with garage and all that.
So your
So
plan is you're renovating this to Airbnb it. Is that
well,
correct?
I'm
Or
Airbnb-ing half of the basement, and the other half I'm doing it, just a big family room, and so I wasn't in a hurry to do any of this stuff. So,
yes,
and this is very Survivor-esque, so you guys will love this. So
yeah,
I was in no hurry to do anything.
yeah.
And me and my beautiful fiance Jessica, we both happened to have the day off, and we happened to be near Lowe's the other week,
Hmm.
and so we're just like, let's just look at carpet.
Yeah.
So like we're 4 months away, no hurry. Like like it ain't happening.
Hmm.
But like let's just figure out where we need to be money wise and all this because shit ain't cheap.
No.
You know. So yeah. So we go in there and there's a guy that works at Lowe's that's off the clock, and he's walking by and goes, "Hey man, y'all looking for carpet?" And we're like, "Nope, nope, just browsing, just like
Hmm.
not shopping, at just looking." He's like, "Well, if you were, how much carpet you looking for, man?" And I was like we're looking at like a whole basement, like I mean, like and he was like, "Hey man, hear me out." And I was just like, "All right, what's gonna happen here?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he takes us around the back corner. He's like, "Look, man, these people they did a custom order. We don't even sell this kind here." He goes, "This is the nice stuff." And he's like, "It's custom order." He goes, "It's $1,400 for this. It's 68 feet by 12 feet or whatever."
Yeah, right.
And it's a lot of carpet. And he's like, "It's $1,400." He was like, it's been sitting back here for 8 months." He goes, "They got it marked down to $699. You get the manager back here, she'll probably knock off 30, 40%, maybe even 50%. Who's to say?"
Yeah. Wow.
And I was like, "Wow, I'm talking to Theo Vaughn. This is amazing." so,
Oh shit.
so anyway, so the manager comes back and she was like, "Yeah, I'll knock off 50%."
Off
And
of the 699
off the
sale
699.
price.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I
Wow.
come there and I'm just like, oh, I'm just like, I'm crazy if I don't get this, right? I mean, it's $1,400 worth of carpet. I'm
Yeah.
gonna need carpet. I am planning on doing this. Today ain't the day,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
is it the day?
Yeah.
So anyway, so I was just like, okay, let's just let's just say I do get this. You guys do installations, and the guy goes, "No, man, you don't want the Lowe's person. They ain't good. You
Mhm.
don't want him. I got another guy you need to call. He gonna hook you up because you gotta get padding, and you don't want to get padding from here either." I
Yeah.
was like, "All right." So call the guy, and I was like, "Hey, it's Jonny Fairplay." It's like, "Oh shit, Jonny Fairplay, you kidding?" So they all sound the same. Everybody
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, like there's a apparently the greatest deal on carpet ever. Would you be?" I was just like, "Do you do installation?" He's like, "Oh yeah, man." He goes, "It's gonna be a couple weeks." And I was like, I'm like, "I'm not in a hurry." He was like,
Mhm.
"Okay." So he goes, uh, I was like, "So you can get the padding?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I can do better than Lowe's on padding." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "All right, well, I'm about to buy this. Can you pick it up and bring it to my house?" He's like, "I'm be there in 45 minutes." I was
Wow.
like, "All right." So I go to the register and she goes to ring it up. She's like, "It's been marked down again. It's $172.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. Carpet's fucking expensive too.
Yeah.
Like
So,
generally speaking, right?
yeah. Yeah.
You
So
got
this
the
is
killer deal.
so $1,400 carpet. I got it for $172. I'm like, all right, I gotta get. This is a no brainer here, right?
Yes. Yes.
So anyway, so I pay for it, and the guy, he goes and picks it up, brings it to my house. He's like, man, this is some good ass carpet. And I'm like, all right, well, this guy knows about carpet. He says it's some good ass carpet. We all right. So anyway, so I was like, how much you think, for pad and install and all that? He's like, oh man, he goes, I got to work it up on the computer. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, I wanted to do the stairs and all that. He's like, I got you, brother. So anyways, he goes, I'm not going to be able to get back to you, but probably till tomorrow. And I was like, look, I'm heading to this. I was heading to Toronto to do my appearance with Jax. I was like, look, man, I'm heading to Canada. I'm not going to be back till next week. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it. Just let me know when you know. So all that night, he was just like, I can do $1,300, padding, installation, everything. And I was like, I'll hit you up tomorrow because Jonny Fairplay. So I was just like, I was like, it's like 1,300, you say? He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I was kind of hoping we get it just right about at 1,000. I thought would be optimal. He's like, man, I was trying. I was like, well, you still can.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, can we at least do 1,200? So I feel like I won. He's like, oh yeah, man, that's no problem. We do 1,200. So, so anyway, I gave him down 1,200, maybe more. Who's to say? Who knows? Yeah. So anyway, so I'm looking at my basement. It's filled with shit. And so
like the floor, like you need to clear everything out before you can do the install.
Yeah. So my garage is full, my basement's full. So I'm like, oh my God. And and I got so much like collectible stuff that I'm, like if you guys see go to johnnyfairplay.com and click on my eBay thing. You see all I have 5,000 records down there. I have all this collectible, comics and Star Wars, all this crap. And I'm just like, I'll eventually put so I called my buddy Heath, who you guys will see the coming weeks, wrestlingaftershow.com, which literally just takes you here to youtube.com/aftershow. But I'm going to be doing a wrestling after show deal with my buddy Heath. And so my buddy Heath came over and my maid was over yesterday and my fiance Jessica, and we're all working. And I was just like, literally just throwing away just thousands of, I could because in my garage, I had just got a dehumidifier. So I had allowed some stuff to get fucked up. And
red and kind of mildewy and stuff.
Yeah. And I was just like, it's all got to go. And so I don't even know how many runs to the dumpster I did, but
what were you throwing away, dude? What were you throwing? What got ruined?
All kinds of ticket stubs. So, which I don't know how valuable ticket stubs are, but I salvaged a Fish 92 ticket stub, an ECW Arena ticket stub, a Great American Bash 1986 ticket stub. But I threw away so many pictures, some comic books, lots of magazines. Just all kind. Cornhole.
These kind of magazines.
Those made it. Those were protected. The
These are the only two Playboys I own. The Survivor Girls.
The only Playboys I own are the ones with Survivor Girls and me. I'm in the back of two Playboys. They would have people that were at the party.
Oh, okay, cool.
So me and Burton are in one, and I want to say Krista. Maybe actually, I think it was me, Burton, and Krista in one, and me and somebody in another one. So I think I've been in two. But yeah, I just as I said, cornhole boards and floats and all this stuff. So, but it's therapeutic, just saying, you know what, it's got to go. So, and to me bags and just whatever. As I said, the dehumidifier is fully operational now. So the garage is great. And, and where they're doing the carpet, there's nothing there. It is absolutely, it is ready to. So the guy's coming this Friday morning. So that's been the last 2 days of my life, in addition to doing Q&A podcasts with you for this week and peek behind the curtain we went ahead and knocked out next week. Time machine is pretty amazing.
So Jonny, so let's I want to ask you about what's going on with the podcast and our shows that we have going on. For those that might not know, I mean, we do the Q&A on our Patreon side, which is our most fun podcast we do every week.
Yeah, and this is kind of a glimpse of how the Q&A works to an extent. So for those of you wondering, how fun is the Q&A? It's fun. I mean, it's more relaxed, less structured. You know, we don't have to watch a show and take notes to have a fun conversation and give some news items and opinions and you know, and just shoot the shit.
Yeah. So we got Sari and her son.
Yeah, Sari and Jared, they're doing the Fields of Reality podcast, and that I think that launches next week, I believe. So in conjunction with Big Brother. So so we're gonna have for our Big Brother coverage, we're gonna have at least 2 podcasts, possibly 3, but at least 2 podcasts. We're gonna have. Sari and Jared Fields, they're doing the Fields of Reality podcast, and then the Reality Queens winner of Big Brother, Rachel Riley and Jen Hoffman. They're doing a podcast, and I believe Rachel Riley is doing a daily update here on the podcast network. So make sure you click subscribe to youtube.com/aftershow, and so you'll get Rachel Riley, I think, with a daily update on what's going on in the Big Brother house. So that's pretty exciting there. And then the challenge podcast, you know, at the beginning of this episode, you know, for the Survivor episode, you saw, you know, yourself, Matt Bischoff, and me, and Wayne and Alex Trias. Happy birthday, Alex! He was doing the work yesterday on his birthday. So
yes.
And so birthday boy Alex Trias and Dan Montrell. I don't know what they're gonna do for the upcoming Survivor season with us, because starting tonight, that's right, live at 10 p.m. Eastern, it's Alex Trias, Dan Montrell, and Paulie Calafiore from Big Brother and the Challenge, and who's on the Challenge Season 40. They are doing a Challenge Season 40 prelude episode tonight, and they will be weekly on Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Right here on this network.
Wow. And in addition to that, you have Wendell, our good friend, winner of Survivor. He's also on the GOAT. He's doing the GOAT podcast with Bryce Isaiah and
yeah, they're doing the Challenge Breakdown. So we have 2 Challenge podcasts. Wendell and Bryce are doing the Challenge Breakdown podcast. Wendell, Bryce, and Derek Frazier dropped today a podcast with Jill Zarin, Jill from Real Housewives of New York. They dropped an interview podcast with Jill talking about the GOAT that dropped at noon earlier today. So much going on. It's amazing.
I mean, here, like, the cool thing is, man, is this. It's like, we've seen podcast networks, where everything is all encompassing. And with the Reality After Show, it's a perfect name. We've talked about this on the Q&A for what we have going on here with all the reality TV shows that we all love. And the cool thing is too, is like the GOAT is like a one-off kind of show. Maybe
who's to say? Maybe there's a season 2 in the works.
There may be. And then, obviously we had covered House of Villains, and historically we've done when Marcus Lehman was on that show, Labor of Love.
Oh my God! I can't believe you remember the name of the show,
dude. I do, because I will never forget, Jonny, when Zach Hacker and his lovely wife came over to my house with Marcus on my patio. We set up outside of my patio.
And Marcus did not come alone. He brought bourbon.
Yes, we were drinking, dude, and there's someone listening in from the television network.
It was being monitored by Fox.
Yeah,
they had the Fox PR person monitoring, and it went from 0 to, oh boy, in a matter of shots.
Dude, it did. And it
Yeah,
was
when Marcus was like, "This show sucks. It's no Survivor. Oh my God, this is the worst show ever. I faked everything just so I didn't have to marry that lady."
oh, dude, that is so funny. And it
Yeah,
was fun.
because
That
we
was
were scheduled to do the big reunion thing, and Fox was like, "No, you guys are done."
oh yeah, that was something else.
Yeah.
That's great. So recently, Johnny Fairplay, you went to Canada with Jax Taylor. Jax Taylor does a podcast himself with his, I don't know if it's his wife, like his ex, I don't know what the deal is, but
They're still
Brittany.
married.
Okay, so Jax and Brittany do a podcast called When Reality Hits.
Yes.
And I've listened to the podcast before because, as I've talked about before, Jax Taylor comes to Cincinnati, stays at my house.
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck
Always.
is Jax Taylor? What the fuck is Vanderpump Rules? I never heard of that B-list show. That must be some like lame show. So Jessica, your wonderful fiance, and myself and Tessa started watching episode 1 while you were doing pinball shit in Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne, Indiana. Yeah.
So then, you guys go home, but Tess and I continued to watch that. And we have since, finished the whole series.
You watched every single episode of Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, and I'm bummed. I watched The Valley, and I was like, dude, I was so hooked on Vanderpump Rules. So I have watched some of Jackson's When Reality Hits podcast. Obviously, we know that Jax and Brittany in the media have had like some issues. They're separated, etc. Do you foresee their podcast like continuing? Did Jax ever?
I mean, I'm not. I don't feel I'm speaking out of turn here, and I don't. I'm not here to spill tea.
No.
I can tell you that whenever Jax and I talked, going into the Toronto event, Brittany was I was like, hey, you're on speaker. I got my fiance, and he was like, hey, Jessica, he's like, you're on speaker too. Here's Brittany's here.
Yeah.
And while we were in Toronto, they were chatting, a very, very friendly conversation. So yeah, I have no idea what the future holds, but I can say that they're very friendly. So, and that's a good thing. I mean, because, whether it works out or not, you want, it makes life immense, especially, with a child involved, if communication stays open and if friendliness stays open, that is a huge, huge deal.
So that's awesome. Jax, obviously, whenever he posts something on social media regarding his child, he seems like he's like being a dad is the greatest thing he's done.
Oh, he loves it. Yeah.
So like mad props to him. I remember when he came to my house, Johnny, and he like saw the Lego collection and my basement, and you could tell the enthusiasm, like, oh man, like when my kid's old enough to have some shit like this.
It's so funny. Yeah. So he's repurchased a lot of his toys from his childhood, like all the He-Man stuff, Castle Grayskull and all that stuff. But it's funny, like I was asking about Star Wars, and I'm doing Galaxycon in a few weeks, and William Shatner's going to be there. He was like, yeah, he goes, I never did like the Star Wars and the Star Trek. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, I'm not a nerd. so shockingly, apparently I'm a nerd. I thought Star Wars was cool. I knew Star Trek wasn't cool, based on David Wright and the guy that won your season writing for them. I knew it had to be nerdosity extreme. But I thought Star Wars was cool. But after watching the penultimate episode of The Acolyte today, that sucks too. So
what's The Acolyte? Is that the Disney Channel like Star Wars story thing?
Yeah, that's the new one.
I have not watched any of it.
It's not good.
Oh, that sucks. That's bad.
There's so it was supposed to be like the story of the Sith.
Yeah,
which is very nerdy that I just used all those words together. So, but instead, extra nerd alert coming up. It is a Jedi murder mystery story.
Wow.
And
interesting.
It's it's not interesting.
Sucks.
It's
It
not,
sucks.
it's the worst. Like, I mean, for those of you that had problems with Book of Boba Fett or Obi-Wan or like, oh, they're all amazing compared to this turd. So yeah,
Wow.
it's and the crazy thing is the main Jedi guy is the dude from Squid Game.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's nuts.
He's about the only highlight in the show. So, yeah.
Damn. So with Jax Taylor, you spent some time. Did he give you any insight on is there going to be a season 2 of The Valley?
Yeah, they're film. The premiere starts with his birthday party. I'm invited, but I don't think I'm.
When is that?
Next week. I think
in LA.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not going to that.
I don't think. I mean, I might do a lot. Who's to say? I'm Jonny Fairplay. I'm pretty crazy. So the invite's there. I think it would be fun. I mean, Matt, I was on the road for 4 months. I did Australia, and then I did 3 months in the U.S. and then I had like 2 weeks off in which we had Janet from Survivor 39 staying with us for the week, and then my business partner was here this past week, and then in between that I was in Canada.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, right.
So I'm and I mean I'm talking about driving. I saw Dave Matthews like 3 weeks ago, but I'm thinking about going to go see Dave Matthews in Bristow, Virginia on this Saturday. So like after that, I really just want to take a break and relax and just, I haven't enjoyed, time off. And so I'm going to have all this plush carpet in my basement after Saturday.
So speaking of season 47, and you just talked about how you were on the road, you were in Australia, etc. I know with King George was literally at your house for 6 weeks or
2.5 months. Yeah.
So, this season for 47, we know that Paulie, Alex, and Dan are doing the Challenge podcast. Historically, if you're on the road doing a viewing party in Durham or somewhere, I watch the episode, I do the podcast with Dan or Alex. Those guys are going to be doing challenge stuff with Paulie because it's the same kind of time frame.
Yeah.
Wednesday nights, right?
Yeah.
So, like, is Jonny Fairplay going to be doing another tour of viewing parties, or are you toning it back? Kind of give the fans out there that maybe never have seen you at a live viewing party. What do we have in store for the fall?
I'm doing a very mini tour. I'm basically just going just driving distance stuff. So
you're doing what? You're just local. You're not going to be like, we're doing one in Chicago and we're doing one in LA.
I don't think so. As the plan as of right now, it's like, I think I'm going to do like Myrtle Beach, Charlottesville, Raleigh, Charlotte, maybe Cincinnati. I don't know, but no, I'm good.
Explain to me why. Like what is going through your head after being someone who's been on the road with a gnarly schedule? Because I don't know how you do it, Jonny.
I'm 50, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
I'm just tired. So
yes.
No, I do these events for the fans. I mean, I'm not retiring off of any of this. I like to do the trivia. I like to have, the survivors that are in the area or that I can bring into the area, for the fans, and I'm real big, especially like with the VIP, the interaction stuff. But I'm just, I'm tired, and I've done this for 5 years. So and so I'm winding down this version of what the tour is going to be. But next year I have a whole new vision of how I'm going to do that, and you guys will find out for season 48. It'll be something completely different. But yeah, this is just the basically the last goodbye on this version of how I tour.
Yeah, and I think that's cool. And if you've never been to one of Jonny's events, definitely go. It's like last week, my son, my oldest, loves the Red Hot Chili Peppers, right? And they played in Cincinnati, and lawn tickets were like $150 for the fucking lawn, dude.
Sure.
He bought the ticket for himself a while ago,
and with all that crazy DJ money from Jonny Fairplay, teaching him how to work the ones and the twos.
Dude, I want to tell this story real quick. This is like how the Q&A works, but I'm gonna break it down right here. He hosts something called Singo. It's like bingo with music, right? It's a bingo board. He plays a little snippet of the song. If the song's on your board, bam. He does it at a Legion Hall. The Legion Hall absolutely adores him, and he makes killer money. He's doing it tonight. He's got the gig. This was like months ago. He told the patrons at the Legion Hall, I think maybe he had a Chili Peppers shirt on. If someone asked him about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I really want to go to the Chili Peppers, but man, it's like $150 just for lawn tickets. The pavilion is like $500, whatever." Dude, some woman basically handed Ryder like $150 cash and said something to the effect of, "My dad died. He was a part of this Legion Hall. He loved this Legion Hall. We love you. I want to bless you with this money so you can go to the Chili Peppers concert." So Ryder buys himself a ticket to that, which I thought was fucking killer.
Well, is there a is he legally obligated when he turns 18? He has to hook up with this old lady?
Yeah, probably.
Well, dude, did you check the fine print, Matt?
I did not check the fine print, but
okay.
I bet there might be some.
As long as it's not now. I mean, like what Ryder's 17?
He'll be 18 1 month from his birthday's August 27th. He'll be 18.
Okay, so lady, stay away for a month. Then.
But dude, so last Friday, Ryder's like excited for the concert, and I started having like guilt of like, fuck, why didn't I buy a ticket? It's sold out, right?
Of course,
sold out.
Chili Peppers.
So I said, Tessa, I was like, go online and see if you can find secondhand ticket.
Yeah, because Matt's old and doesn't know how StubHub works.
That's right. So she buys one for $62 total with fees and everything. I said, buy that motherfucker. Bam, buys it. I go to the Chili Pepper show, and I will admit something, dude. I have seen iffy video footage on YouTube in the past of the Chili Peppers sounding like shit live, like Anthony Kiedis. I was like, ugh. Dude, I am so happy I went. We had a fucking blast. It was the most packed I've ever seen Riverbend. It was one of the most badass shows I've seen in a long time, dude. I mean, it was fucking killer. And here's a funny thing. We're leaving and we see a Cybertruck. And I'm like, holy shit, Ryder, have you ever seen one of those? He's like, no, Dad. I was like, that's badass. And there was a guy that was like opening the car door of the Cybertruck. And it was a dude I know. I was like, holy fuck. I was like, is that your fucking Cybertruck? He's like, yeah. I was like, dude, that fucking rules or whatever. So I worked with him at the company Mercy Health I worked for. But it was so cool because we started talking about a Cybertruck and blah, 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 blah. But, dude, I'm telling you what, the Chili Peppers, it was in a world that is so fucked up right now with political shit and election, all just garbage that we always have to hear about. I was just so happy to be at a live music concert of a legendary rock band. The vibe was awesome. I was seeing people our age, Johnny, like 50-year-old parents, and they were all like bringing their teenage kids that were singing every fucking word. So it really gave me hope for humanity and music and the future. And it was unbelievably awesome. I don't know if anyone listening here, if you're on the fence about seeing the Chili Peppers and you're a fan, don't miss out. It was fucking killer, dude. Live music, man, going to concerts. You went to that concert in Virginia last year. That was a total all over the internet.
The Blue Ridge Rock Fest.
Yeah. So, dude, are they doing it again?
No, it's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've been a couple times.
Oh yeah. I've had a blast. I've had beyond VIP access, so everything worked out for me. But for the people that that bought tickets, I guess it sucked. Oh, so, God. But no. So I'm doing Galaxycon coming up July 27th in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's one of the biggest Comic-Con conventions, touring conventions in the world, and with an emphasis on the United States, of course. And it's William Shatner, Billy Zapke, Sarah O'Connor from Terminator. So it's a MJF and the Hardy Boys from wrestling. It's loaded. It's a really really cool deal. And I've been friends with the guy that runs the show for many years. I used to do the Wizard World Comic Con circuit back with Peter. And so we put together something a little special. We're doing this year. We're starting it in Raleigh, and it's myself, Jane Bright from Survivor Nicaragua, the Queen, Sandra Diaz Twine, 2-time winner of Survivor, and we're supposed to have Lex and Big Tom. We're working out details. There might be a flight issue with everything, so we're gonna lock that in over the next couple days. And if not, we're gonna have some all-star replacements because those are some pretty big shoes to fill. So, but it's July 27th. Go to Galaxycon.com, search Raleigh, and then the Survivor event. We're doing it's a 90-minute deal, and we're doing challenges with the fans. We're doing a Q&A, and then a meet and greet deal. And super exclusive. So stoked. You get a poster with everybody, and you get the VIP badge and all that. It's a really cool deal. So go to Galaxycon.com, and as I said, search Raleigh and Survivor. You should be able to find it on the events. Check my Instagram. And super super stoked about that. But I know you were trying to come, but your coworker, requested off the week before. So,
dude, but here's the thing, Johnny. Not to interrupt you, dude, but so like I'm leaving tomorrow on a camping trip to Michigan. So there's only one other person that works in my building, right? So he was like, "Hey, dude, I'd like to take off. Like when I get back, he's taking off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sure. He's going to Cedar Point and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland." So I was like, "Dude, I've been gone. I went on tour with John Garcia back in May.
Yeah.
That there's no one else to. So I told you, fuck, I can't get off on that Friday. But I see that it's not till like 7 o'clock at night.
Saturday from like 6 to 7:30, and the next day I have VIP passes for Loserville in Bristow. It's Limp Bizkit, Riff Raff, and Corey Feldman, because of course I have the same publicist as Corey Feldman.
Dude, his shit, when I watch anything that pops up online of Corey Feldman playing live somewhere, I watch it. It's an utter train wreck. Does he know that people think it's a joke, or does he actually believe?
Well, guess you can ask him, Matt, because if I smell what you're cooking, I think you're going to be able to make it to that weekend.
I'm going to try, dude, because if I could leave early Saturday morning.
If you can leave Friday night or Saturday morning, either way, I think you're covered.
Yeah. I just can't get off work till I get off work at 4 o'clock.
That's fine. As I said, it's a 6 p.m. So I'm an hour from Raleigh.
So what is the deal when the Galaxycon thing with the Survivor people? You like, is someone building challenges, or how does that work?
We have Vexel. Perplexer Puzzles, Vexel Puzzles. They're making 3 life-size deals for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's killer.
Brand new puzzles. And if you come, we will have an actual challenge puzzle from One World.
Yes, One World. It's a fucking badass. It's like 2x4s that's painted a certain way, and they cut in different angles, so you have all the pieces.
Troyzan won that challenge?
I believe so. Yeah. Troyzan. So and man, that's killer, dude. So your summer,
my summer is not as relaxing as I'd like it to be.
Yes, but you are going to be doing less this fall when it comes to Survivor.
Well, no, as I said, when I'm not doing these live viewing parties, I'm going to be right there with you, and we're going to be talking about the season, everything I've seen so far. I mean, like a peek behind the curtain. Me and you are doing a podcast, Wednesday nights that I'm here, right after the show. I'm going to be doing a bonus podcast with a secret surprise celebrity that I'm not allowed to talk about, but it's pretty freaking huge. Yes. And so, the content is going to be nuts. By then, King George should be here, so we'll have King George on the podcast. So I'm pretty excited.
And that there was this is probably going to be under your radar, but there was a time where we were doing a Q&A, and Wayne Mamet said, you know what would be sick is if my wife and Jessica and my wife Tessa did a podcast talking about whatever. And I didn't really think much more about it and shit. And who knows if that would ever happen. But there's so many crazy things going on here at the Reality After Show that you never fucking know what is going to happen. The Cerie, the Fields of Reality, which Johnny, you showed me like an intro of their podcast the other day. Reality Queens. I mean, there's so much going on here. I'm just stoked because you and I have been doing this.
Should I share the sneak peek of the?
Fuck yeah, you should.
The Fields of Reality.
Yes.
Okay. I know I shouldn't, but I will just because I love everyone so much. So
yes.
Here is a sneak peek of Cerie and Jared Fields' new podcast coming to Reality After Show. If you build it, they will come.
Dude, you've seen it here first.
There you go.
You might have seen this on the Patreon side.
I don't know. I think it's on the next one. Who's to say?
Yeah.
Hey, you want a sneak peek at the challenge podcast? I mean,
sure.
I'm pressing buttons. Let's have some fun.
Just press some buttons, dude.
Yeah,
Let's see.
There we go. Let's see. It's too much.
Fucking Dan Marshall parachutes down into the fucking screen. Oh my god, dude, that shit was hilarious.
That's real footage.
Oh god,
that's real footage funny, right there.
God.
We had to call Space Force to get the footage of Paulie. That's what took so long. He would have joined the podcast 7 months ago, but Space Force. It's all that legal mumbo jumbo, Matt.
Dude. Well, all I know is, Johnny, soon we will have the third installment of our season 50 old school versus new era, right? The cast that we're kind of putting together hypothetically. We did one with Hoboken Mike. The next one we did with Kelly Wentworth, and we will be doing one with Cherie coming up, in the coming weeks. Where we will be
we're just waiting. So Cerie has a dental issue and Matt is going on vacation. So don't worry, we have not forgotten. And peek behind the curtain, we've been trying to do these, these 3 tribes of 8. We're doing 10 for the old school tribe. We've moved all the puzzle pieces. We played Tetris as best we can. And I'm sorry, folks. There needs to be 3 tribes of 10 is the only way to make this monster that is season 50 work. You can't. I mean, it's just too much stuff on the cutting room floor that really needs to be a part of this thing. If it is as special and as momentous as Probst is promising. So get ready for Cerie Fields to join us to cast Season 50, Old School Tribe. And yes, we will be doing 10 people on the Old School Tribe.
Well, there you go. And if you love what we're doing and want to check out our Patreon group, realitypatron.com, secret Facebook group, awesome community. Met some great friends through that. And we all love Survivor and other reality shows. So it's just I don't know. It's the cool kids club. So check it out. And we will see you next week on another episode of the Reality After Show. Cheers, everybody. We love you all, and good night.